What's going on everyone? In this video, I am going to show you guys the best trading view indicators for day trading that have an insane win rate, which I'll show you of course with examples too. And now I know what you're thinking, there's no such thing as a perfect indicator, but trust me, these ones come really close, and no one knows about these. Alright, I'll show you guys when I add these. Not a lot of people know about these. Alright, so if you're looking to up your game and day trading, then you don't want to miss this day trading strategies videos. Again, nothing in this video is financial advice, that's all for informational purposes only. Let's get it going. Alright, so first, you're gonna go into tradingview.com, and I've got a link down in the description for TradingView as well. If you guys don't have it, you can use it for free. It's awesome. Let me X out of all of this stuff so you guys know exactly what your chart is gonna look like, what you're gonna do. So we're gonna set up two indicators, but first we're gonna do this on the 15-minute time frame, and you're going to be using high Kanashi candles. Alright, so once you've changed your candles and you've got the time frame going, click on indicator, the first one we're going to add. So remember the key mod that we used to use that so many people know about. Guess what? Yeah, we're not using that one, we're using the key threshold. Alright, the one by Jose, 5770. Alright, see how low that number is? Not a lot of people know about this one. We're gonna add that, and we're gonna make some changes to the settings. Right, so go over here, click on that little cog looking thing, that's settings, go into settings. The first thing we're going to do is in inputs we're going to change the RSI length from 14 to, we're going to change it to 3. Alright, now we're going to go into style, and in style we're going to uncheck a couple of things. We're going to uncheck the bar color. Actually, you know what, we're going to keep the bar color, or let's keep the bar color. We're just going to uncheck the plotting, not that plotting, these two lines. For the plots we're going to uncheck that, and then we're going to uncheck the levels, because we don't need those, and we will uncheck the H lines background. So this is what it's going to look like once you're done, and we're going to keep the bar color. Let's do that. So now that the key threshold is set, we're going to add one more indicator, and this one is called the extreme trend. Alright, by Jyoti. Alright, again, super low number, not a lot of people know about this one. We're going to make some changes to this too, and I have no idea why the author of this made these lines yellow and blue. So we're going to go into settings, and I'm going to first of all get rid of the shapes, don't need that, and for the lines, the blue lines that are supposed to be bullish, I'm going to turn those to green, and then the yellow lines, which are supposed to be bearish, we're going to turn to red, and then click OK, because the part of the strategy, it's about using the red candles, the red histogram, and then the red line. So it's like it doesn't make sense to use those other colors on here, but you guys can choose whatever colors you want. This is just what I like to use, so I've got these on here. Okay, now, what exactly is the strategy? Right, so this works with Forex, crypto, stocks, options, indexes, indices, it works with everything, right? But for this example, I'm going to show it to you guys on the Euro JPY. Again, 15-minute time chart, great for day trading, right? It's a great day trading strategy. So step number 1, the price has to be above this X trend line. Rule number 2, actually, you know what, I've been doing this, and I think people have really liked it, so I'm gonna show you guys notes on here, so this way you guys can take notes as well. So if we're going long position, rule number 1, price above the X trend. Alright, so price has to be above the X trend. Rule number 2, key histogram green bar. Alright, the bar has to be green right here. Number 3, the bar color of the high Kanashi candle needs to be green, right? And if all of those meet the criteria, that's going to be your trigger candle. This will become the candle that you'll enter the trade on, and you guys know high Kanashi candles usually averages out the last couple of candles or so. So when we look at the stuff, we're going to basically look towards the middle of the candle, right? When we look at examples later on, so that's going to be the strategy, or at least the rules for the strategy. Now, where are you going to set the take profit and stop loss on these? So what I like to do on this, and I like to do the stop loss right below the latest swing low, right below this latest swing low, and you're going to take profit when the QE histogram shows a red bar. Okay, so let's add that to the notes too. Stop loss below latest swing low, take profit, a key histogram red bar. Alright, so let's take a look. Let's take a look at something like this, right? Actually, so that's a long position. Let me show you guys the strategy for the short position, which is going to be the exact opposite, and then I'll show you guys some examples. So let's take this And then let's create another text right here, alright, and this is great because on this particular chart, you can look at both of these together, so price has to be below the X trend key histogram, you need a red bar. Okay, red bars right, then you need a red candle, so the high Kanashii bars they need to be green, not yellow, they need to be red, I mean on the short positions, they need to be red, none of this yellow stuff, right? Red candle, stop loss above recent. Swing high, take profit key histogram, green bar, right here, you guys, can take some notes on that stuff. So now, before we get into some examples, I'm going to show you guys some examples next, but before we get into that, if you guys are finding this useful, please hit that like button and write nice in the comments below, and YouTube has recently added a thanks button, so if you guys want to just say thanks or show your support for this video, please hit that thanks button too. I'd really appreciate that. Earlier supports the channel, and while you're doing that, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss out on any more future videos to help you become a more profitable trader. Alright, so now, let's look at some examples. So on here, so this is a great short example, this is a great buy example, and I'll show you guys a couple more. Alright, so because I know there are going to be some trolls making some comments about, oh my god, just because you show 2 examples, doesn't mean this has such a high win rate. Go back to yourself, man. Come on, so for a short position right here, this is where you would get in because this would be where it all lines up. You want to wait for that candle to close, you get in right here in the middle, you can put the stop loss right above the swing high, because it's a short position, and you're gonna stay in this trade until the key histogram bar shows green. So let's take this all the way up to here, right, that's where you would get out, and because the high Kanashii candles averages stuff out, we're just going to do the middle of the candle, right? So something like this would have been a risk-reward ratio on something like this would have been 1 to 5.35x, 5x, for the risk amount, right? That's a good trade. You're gonna be like, oh my god, let's look at some more. So here, right, so here's another entry. Right here, this would be the candle that initiates it, this would be the trigger candle, this is where you would get in right long position right here, because it's all green. Price action is above the green line, for the X trend candle is green, histogram is green. Let's go, you're gonna put your stop loss right below the recent swing low, which would be right here, and you'd get out of this trade when it turns red. That's still a risk ratio of 1 to 1.32, still a profitable trade. And now this is where, let's see, we could get into this rate again, because you got out right here, right, you got out right here, you could get back in this. Initiates it, this would be the trigger candle, because the price action is right above, is very light, you could even skip that, right? And if you wanted to be super safe, wait to get in even on this candle, right, because now the price action really is above the X trend. So if you did that right here, even say you got in right here, right, and you would keep going until this candle right here where the key would go into, which show red bar right here, and the latest swing low would be right here as a stop loss, because here's the latest swing low, right, so you could even give it some extra breathing room, right, and even with that the risk reward ratio on this is 1 to 3.67, that's ridiculous. Now let's go back and see if there's any other opportunities right here. Okay, so here's something, a price action above the X trend, this would be the trigger candle, you'd enter the trade right here, right, and do it in the middle swing low, and right below the swing low, you could just do that, right. And you stay into this trade until about this right here, until this candle. So even if you got that, it's still almost 1 to 1, it's 1 to 1 point to 0.88, it's still a profitable trade. So again, this particular strategy, it has a lot of it's a high probability trade setup, right? Some of the profits, if you keep letting it run, they add up to quite a bit. Stop, when the stop losses, if and when they get hit, they're pretty small, but even with profitable trades, a little bit of profit is still better than a loss, right? So even if sometimes you get a little bit of profit, it's still good. So yeah, these are the rules. This is a strategy. Hope you guys enjoyed that. If you want to follow my free weekly trades on Telegram or get full access to all my trades on my Patreon, just click on the links in the description below. And here's one of the recent trades that I put on my teller on my Patreon. Actually, I had a pretty good return fairly quickly. So now, yeah, and now go ahead, click on one of my other videos to learn some more awesome trading strategies and trading strategies using some of the best indicators on TradingView, and I will see you on the next one.